Walk south from downtown San Antonio today and you'll find a quiet green oasis called Roosevelt Park, its lawns shaded by pecan trees and its big public pool glinting in the Texas sun. It's easy to think the park was always just a neighborhood retreat. But beneath the grass and jogging paths lies the ghost of a World's Fairground, a place that once echoed with brass bands, the crack of starting pistols, and the laughter of thousands of visitors. The story begins in 1888, when city leaders dreamed of putting San Antonio on the international stage. They carved out 80 acres along the San Antonio River, 3 miles south of town, and launched the International Fair. Every autumn the fair tried to be a little world's exposition: grand livestock barns, electric light shows, saloons, streetcars and bargain railroad excursions funneled crowds in from across Texas and northern Mexico. Through the 1890s, the fair became the city's marquee event, though it was always a financial gamble. Rain often soaked the grounds, roofs had to be patched, and organizers hustled each year for funds. Still, the spectacles grew: art exhibits, brass bands, even nighttime reenactments of famous battles. In 1898, the fairgrounds gained a brush with history when Theodore Roosevelt's Rough Riders trained there before shipping off to Cuba. That brief encampment would one day give the site its future name. By 1900, the fair was still dazzling visitors with electric city models, prize cattle shows, and all-day horse and mule races. It may even have drawn a notorious guest. Outlaw Will News Carver of the Wild Bunch, fresh from a Nevada bank robbery, was rumored to have slipped through the gates incognito. Weeks later he stood in a Fort Worth studio beside Butch Cassidy and a Sundance Kid for the now famous Fort Worth 5 photograph. As the new century began, the big international fairs faded, but the grounds refused to die. Locals started calling the place Exposition Park, and newspapers in 1908 described ball games and amusements there long after the annual fair had ended. By 1909, the nearby Hot Wells Resort and bathhouses helped create a bustling entertainment corridor along what we now call Mission Parkway. Then came a bold reinvention. In February 1911, the San Antonio Light announced the incorporation of Exposition Park, promising one of the handsomest places of outdoor amusement in the South, open year-round. A few months later the Express reported a court case involving a special officer assigned to the park, proof that the grounds had become a recognized civic space, not just a seasonal diversion. Summer visitors lounged under thick shade trees while bands played beside the river. But fashions were changing. By the mid-1910s the amusements quieted and the city began buying up parcels of the old fairground. Landscape architects Hare and Hare drew up plans for a proper public park, with pecan groves and winding drives. In 1920, San Antonio officially opened Roosevelt Park, honoring the Rough Riders commander. The racetrack and exhibition halls disappeared, replaced by open lawns and picnic areas. A giant swimming pool, carved from an old gravel pit, followed in 1924, complete with underwater lights for night swims. Olympic champion Johnny Weissmuller even performed exhibitions there, giving the new park a Hollywood sparkle. Over the decades Roosevelt Park became a neighborhood anchor, hosting festivals, baseball games, and generations of summer afternoons. Today it sits within the Mission Parkway National Register Historic District, its quiet beauty belying the roar of its past. So when you stand on those shaded lawns or dive into the cool blue pool, remember, beneath your feet once sprawled San Antonio's own World's Fair, a place of electric wonders, outlaw legends, and the city's first great dream of international fame.